Just give me 1 second, people. All right, people. So we're gonna wait for some people to come in. So this live stream is going to be very powerful and informative. I want to explain some facts. No matter what the market throws at us, we've had some great gains even this year. I'm going to tell you even some missed opportunities that I've had by not 100% following my own rules. And I want to talk about that tonight in the live stream. Hi, David, how are you? So this live stream is going to be really informative, people. We're gonna start this. I'm gonna start this soon. We're gonna give some people a little bit time to come in, and I'm gonna be talking about a lot of key things. We're gonna go over. I'm gonna scroll out of this chart, um, and just talk about what happens year after year. Okay, and how you have to have a focus, a certain mindset. You have to have a system in place. You have to understand real direction, because if you're making little gains, like there's people who do these little, call them scalp trades or whatever, th- you know, you won't, you win a little and you can lose a lot that way. You get lucky, but you never really go anywhere. If you're not if you're not increasing somehow year after year after year, that's if you're doing what's correct. Um, a lot of people, they don't go anywhere because they don't know the stats are people who trade on even on a short term basis. you know they the it's top 1% in the world. It's low. What I've done, it's top 1%. It's all documented on my YouTube channel, and I always tell people study my channel because I take a lot of time to make these videos. Let's see. I don't see everybody that's in here yet. Uh, you're gonna have to. I guess it's some new people. You're gonna have to say hello. But anyways, people, um, this live stream we're gonna be talking about a lot of key things. On my YouTube channel, there are a lot of videos, documented videos of great wins we've had, and the market gives you a lot of great wins, but you have to be prepared for it, right? If you're guessing and assuming things, which is what a lot of people do, you're always gonna miss the big picture. Always. You know, I talked about, there's a lot of key example of people, who think they know what they're talking about and they miss the ball. Huge in big ways, people. Now, if anyone has a question, after we'll talk. I'm gonna be talking right now. You can leave me. You can ask a question in the live stream. So listen, people. When it comes to the SPY, we had seen that we had reached my 300. I talked about SPY 300 um, in 2018, 2019, and we crushed it, right? But we did this short-term option trades. What I do is I put us in what is the high odds setups. Now, does everything work all the time? Of course not. But the majority do. But why do people fail? I'll tell you why. I'm going to tell you straight up. They they trade too large and they hold on to the losing positions and they miss the winning positions. And the winning positions are usually large, right? Because if you think you're going to be perfect on everything you do, anybody is not. No, there's no. If what is 100% perfect? Let's talk about this. If anyone could claim to be 100% perfect, what it would be simply you can book the farm. There's nothing to do. You just book the farm, and you've got it made, right? But the reality is, if there's it's a market, so you got to have an understanding that you cannot be right under all the time, and you don't need to be. In fact, my win ratio is 80%. Now at 80%, and even inside that 80% ratio, they're not all big winners, but the big winners here, stick with me here. The big winners, they kill it. Let me give you an example here. We'll talk about the SPY, but let me tell you an example. I'm going to tell you some true stories, stuff that I've missed, some stuff, and the stuff that we gained, that we did catch. So let's talk about Tesla. Now, the market in 2019, the market had a fall, and that pulled down a lot of stocks. It also pulled down Tesla. But in April, we had a plan over here, and this was the day we got in. And this move, okay, this is all documented on my YouTube channel. This was in April, okay? This is April. Let me take a look here. Yeah, it was my birthday. So listen, I had a plan. It's documented. It's called Tesla 800% gains on my YouTube channel. Now you would never think that you would get. In fact, it was one of my biggest Tesla trades. Even though we caught a lot of great options trades in Tesla through this run here, after the big fall, after the big fall we had, well, it wasn't a big fall for Tesla, but after this pullback, we get into this move here. And between these 2 days, because this move was quite a bit, you got to realize that Tesla was 573 and hit a high of 741, which is a 200-point move, okay, in 2 days. And the options went, we had 1,300 calls. Okay, this is big picture thinking. Listen carefully to what I'm telling you. $1,300 options went to as high as $100. So which is $10,000 per option. So imagine this. And I had 3 runners. So imagine this. 6K down, because I had 9 options, did 33 to 36K in gains. Then if you minus the what you paid, 3 of the options, the runners, hit basically close to 30K. I guess you got to look at, it's 100 means it's not exactly, but it's like that's what the value was. It went to 30K, and it's all documented, and I show you how we caught that. Now, if you're not thinking big picture, and you're always thinking small, like a baby scalper, you can't catch real direction. You know how many times do people say, "Oh, I missed so many huge gains," and it's happened to me. Every year, it's the same thing. The market gives opportunities at many different times. And if you're not prepared for it, you'll never strike gold. I've struck gold so many times. So it gives me a lot of power. And I know how to lead with facts, right? It's just a fact. The back-to-back wins in Tesla in 2019 and Apple, people don't do those things. They don't do that. They don't have the capability, the skills, the mindset. They don't have what it takes. Come to PowerTarget Trade. We do this year after year after year. But is it easy? Absolutely not. So what I do is I outline in my group a certain rules. I have rules, how many options to trade, right? And you need an account size. You need a proper account size. I go over this a million times. Listen, you can't treat the market like a gambling casino, because if that's what you treat it like, then that's what you become. You become a gambler, and you don't make the big bucks, because that's what you're trying to do, is establish a business, right? So that's a key story. Now that happened in 2020 in April. You wouldn't think that would have happened. You wouldn't think that this kind of move would happen, but I saw the opportunity. I saw that the potential was there, and it was better than expected. But I'm preparing and expecting to catch large gains, or as big as I can, on all my plans, with rules and structure. Without these things, you've got nothing. Absolutely nothing you have. All right. So that being said, I want to talk about Apple here. Now, even in this year, there's been a lot. Now, look where Apple is. There were people saying Apple wouldn't see 200. No vision, no big. I've been talking about Apple going higher with different targets. And if you study my YouTube channel, you'll see me. And I have plans, and we're catching the gains. Now, Apple gave a great opportunity. Now, this has been a very difficult year, and we really caught a small portion of that. But had I followed it, here's the good news: had I followed my rules, and I look at everything I do. I mean, I was sidetracked. I mean, the market has been mentally tough, right? This alone, this directional move here, huge gains. Even in Tesla. So we haven't caught the biggest gain so far. Since April. Okay, it's been tough since April, but because I catch great gains, I'm able to wait for the great opportunities. When you miss the big winners, it's over for you. There was a guy in my group, and he happened to miss the Tesla trade. He only went one option. Had he went with two options minimum and held the runner, it would have changed his circumstance. But fear, not following instructions. Like I say, people, it doesn't matter if you get in my group. If you don't follow my instructions, what do you want? What do you want from me, right? I lay it on the line. If you look at my videos, you see me. I talk about we got to do this, we got to do that. It's all structured in my group. I can't help anyone who doesn't want to really succeed because the market isn't something easy. If it was easy, again, everyone would succeed, and it's such a small percentage that win because the mindset and the way you have to strategize, people don't have. They don't. I'm just listen, people. I've managed so many. I've kicked people, so many people out of my group. It's not funny. People think like I have a rule set. Like for me, I mean, when you want to help the people who want the truth. I'm not lying to people. I'm telling them the truth. And if you study my YouTube channel every year, you can go back to whatever. You'll see what I said in live streams and what actually happens and transpires. Right? So I'm an adaptive thinker, and my system rules, and they continuously work amazingly perfectly. We catch the big picture always into the upside. Now, because that's my focus. And that's what the market has done. We've been in a higher market. People, this, that, but we're in a higher, and that's what we got. We got to focus where the direction is until the direction isn't that way. And we've made killer money just doing that. Could have made some money to the downside as well, but killer money to the upside with very few stocks. The majority of gains in December 2019 into January came from two stocks, back-to-back wins in Tesla and Apple. People are afraid, it's too high. No. Those stocks were working according to my rules, and because I understand that, I understand the direction, we catch multiple wins where people are afraid. Oh, it's too high. They're going off to doing, buying the old way of the dips. They don't play the trend of the market properly. This is a fact, people. I'm telling you the truth, right? People don't have what it takes to succeed. Don't. I do. If you follow my rules, it's a golden ticket for you. But people don't. What do? They overbet. They not over. They overtrade. They hold the losers and miss the winners. Doesn't work that way. Every trade, every plan. I don't get us into any more plans unless I feel that we have gains. I don't scope out. I've kept us really tight, especially in 2019. I kept us really tight. We made the majority of the money with simply Roku, some BA, Apple, and Tesla. Back-to-back wins in all those. Back-to-back wins in BA when it was good. Back-to-back gains in Roku, and we're talking about huge gains. Multiple back-to-back gains in Apple, and the same with Tesla. No one does this because they don't have the mindset or understand real direction or understand why they should keep doing something and why they shouldn't. Once Roku was finished, some people just stick in the Roku. Ruku's no good anymore right now. It's not good in my books. Anyways, that's another story. Neither is BA. BA, it's just, even though it's made some, when we were in it, it went to $400, $450, right? Now, now it's full of a lot of problems, and again, I go to the real, not that you couldn't make money in BA, but I go to what's really trending, and you can see it's Apple and Tesla. I mean, anyways, so I mean, massively right year after year after year. You go look at my channel where everything is. No one does it like PowerTarget Trade. Nobody. Absolutely no one can do it like me. That being said, let's talk about, so yeah, this move over here, huge gains in Apple. Um, Not that we caught this. We did not cut. We caught some of these moves because even I did not follow my rules. When I looked at this fact, I go, we just gotta stick to the rules. See, when you're afraid of loss, do you want to know something? The truth is that there was a day we got stopped out. I think, yeah, I think was it this day? I can't remember what happened. Was it this day here? Anyways, we got stopped out, but we were in gains. Had we had held properly, so we made money, but the money we missed, and I realized that when I looked at the situation, because I knew this market was going to fall, could fall, and it did fall. We see the SPY did make a fall. Let me take a look at the SPY. This was two problems that were going in my head, and the SPY was like this, and I knew this could happen. This, but it actually happened strongly. But Apple and Tesla would act very differently, and I started not trusting the moves. Yet my rules said it's okay. So I was conflicted with, I saw reasons that the market was going to, and of course I was right. I was right in two dynamics. I was right that Apple was going to go, was going higher, and so, but the market could come down as well. So amazingly, people, the truth of the story is, had we followed my rules 100%, we would have had massive gains, and avoided the pullback in the market as well, which we did as well, but we didn't make the gains we should have. So what I'm saying is, when you're mentally prepared to do the right things, and you're not worrying about taking the gains, because the market's been tough, right? When you catch the big wins, they put you forward in a way that when you can take small losses here and there and be ready to catch the big gains. But when you think small, when you don't have those rules to catch what you're supposed to, or go into things that are worth your while, you won't succeed long term. You won't succeed long term. Every year it's the same thing for us. Every year we go through some tough time, but we always listen. I'm telling you the facts, the truth. We always come out, but it's that consistency. You've got to be consistent. Now, look, any questions out there? Yeah, Tesla win was epic. That's right. David knows. David's been in my group, sent me a lot of great gifts. And any questions out there? Like I'm telling you some powerful stories. Of truth of what we do. And to me, the future is really bright. Honestly, you know, my system rules and what happens is mind blowing. And so we're ready. You've got to be ready to catch the big wins. The big wins can come at any point of the year and stop at certain points of the year and come again. You got to wait for them. You got to also wait for the best setups and hold properly. Sometimes we're going to hold properly and there's going to be a loss. That's okay. Got to get into the winner. So you got to manage your account. But the winners always put you forward. If I look at the wins versus the losses, the wins overshadow the losses. Always. Always. But the thing is, you have to understand this. You have to keep at this. If if you're not okay, there's two ways to do this. If you're a long-term investor and you plop so many shares in one, if you slowly build an account in one thing, and you're holding $1 million in a stock long term, you got to put that, don't forget you have the risk if the market does come down. But my way, we're trying to make those gains based on targets. If you look at the strategies that I use, it's all documented on my YouTube channel, and I find it the best. listen, I had an account and I got 500% gains in an account using the strategies, and it was a new account for 2019, an extra one I opened up. 500% gains in that account, 20K to 100K, very safe. Okay, in other words, I treated it like it was a 20, and I built it up with the rules, so I know how powerful my system rules are. Right? And it's the same thing. And someone did the same thing I said, and they used a $100,000 account, it would be 500K, 200,000 account, $1 million, 1 year, exactly following the rules to the account size. Right? Anyways, something like that. These are the powerful games. Yeah, Luke, we keep trying. The big gains, are going to come. But we've got to be prepared for the gains. If you're not prepared for the gains, you won't succeed in the market. You know, if you think the market, okay, and I'm telling people like I'm telling you, like an A, you got to think of an A plan. People have it. I have what's called an A plan. What's an A plan? An A plan means I'm going to succeed no matter what. That's the and if you have this B plan, or if I don't make it, I'm gonna do the no, 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 no. If you want to succeed in the market, you have to have an A plan. You want to be consistent, and you want to be a winner. When you're fearful, you're not gonna win. Listen, how many times anyone, you know yourself. If you miss the winners, I mean, that's my fear is missing the big gains, not about the loss, but the gains. And that happened recently in one of our trades, which was Apple. We caught small gains instead of large gains. But for me, I understood what happened. I mean, it was really difficult because we had these two conflicting things happening. I was getting senses that the market could go down, and it did. I was right on two scopes, and that's why I know there's nothing that can touch what I'm doing. Absolutely nothing. It's not what I'm saying. It's not easy to do, but we do it. I manage in the group, giving the master plan in my group for free to go serious for success. And we're going to be catching some big wins, and we can refer to this in a live stream. I have to title this live stream something, but I'm preparing for some big gains this year. Because if you don't catch the big gains, there's going to be, you don't know what the market throws ahead of you, right? What's ahead of us, you know. I already predicted where we could go, and I take this now honestly. Don't need to predict where we go. What I do need to do is understand what trend we are in, and to catch the big gains in the right stocks. That's our job. Not to for You don't need to know what's going to happen in 2021. We don't need to know. We need to know what's going to happen now. What's in favor now, and prepare for those moves. Catch the big gains. When you catch big gains, you get power. When you have power, you don't have fear. I have no fear. I have power. Power to trade. No fear. In fact, that's what happened with Apple. I wanted to take some gains thing, and listen, I go against my rules. My rules show me the way all the time. Not to overthink things. But again, this year's been, listen, what's going on? There's a lot of craziness happening in the world, right? But what I do in market, the rules, it bar none, it works. I mean, it solves all the problems. But nothing is 100%. So, this is the truth. I wanted to tell people this, that if you don't have a plan A mindset, you're not going to go anywhere in life. So what I suggest people to do, honestly, study my YouTube channel. Go over the videos, go over the time, see what I'm saying, see what's happened. See how I structure stuff. Get inside my group, PowerTarget Trades. Tell me why. I have instructions on my Twitter. It's a pinned tweet on my Twitter. It explains how to become a member inside of PowerTarget Trades. Killer money in 2019, people. Listen, in SPY 2019, this is the facts. We had a drop, right? You know, there was a guy called the stock clown. He was thinking he was happy. I was calling for a reversal, and we did that with BA. This huge drop, it was like we still had great gains even though this happened, and we could have had other huge gains. So there's a lot of great lessons. What happened here was one of those things that no one really saw or thought the market would have. It was a quick crash. But anyways, regardless of the crash, I mean, look where we are, right? So you don't wanna guess and assume. You need to have strategies and proper plans and catch real direction. If you're catching little gains, you won't succeed long term. I assure you this. I assure you that. You can catch a little gain here, like you get those quick satisfaction, but when you miss the big gains, you'll always fall short of yourself. Trust me on this. You'll always fall short. It's a proven statistical measurement that I followed. I had a particular person in my group that if he followed the rules 100%, he made great gains, but missed huge gains. And I measured, I studied the statistic, and I seen that. I go, but why? He follows my rules, huge gains. The minute you don't follow my rules, you miss out on huge gains. You catch these small gains, and you miss the big run. You have to always make adjustments, but when you miss the big gain, that's the big payday that puts you forward. When you have power and you continuously do that, you always never trade above your means. Build it with real direction skill, consistency. You will go far. But if you don't do something with consistency, which a lot of people don't, they switch things. They don't. You've got to know how to manage things, and you need to understand real direction, and find the best possible stocks, and which is hard to do without what I look at. But I'm able to narrow things down. That's my forte. I mean, to the best ones. There's a lot of, and you don't need a lot of great stocks. You need the best stocks. The highest odd stocks, the stocks that follow rules the best, stuff like that. So any questions? Because I'm going to keep this live stream short. I think I made my points. I think a lot of people are distraught. But I'm giving the big picture. If you miss out on big gains again, you won't have the power for the next big gains and the next big gains. Up and down. There'll be gains to be made a lot of ways. And when you come to my channel, you will see the same thing. You'll see us winning and winning big gains on the appropriate time. We haven't had much, perfectly great gains, but we actually really did. I just didn't follow my rules 100%, and it was tough. The market had these conflicting. It's what happened here when we had this fall. I had this feeling that something was going to happen, and then it happened quickly. And I didn't try, but yet my key stocks moved to targets and made us a killing before that happened. My system rules, man, they show me all the time. I mean, even I was upset and happy at the same time, knowing that I could sense I was right two ways. It was very unusual, but the system rules work the game, and that's the message I'm having here. I have rules that are just mind-boggling, amazing, powerful. And if you stick to them and you focus and you catch the wins, you're unstoppable. Market market always pays you well, so you can live a good life. No problem. Honestly, Luke, it's like I say. You've witnessed it yourself, right? You know, but the big wins, you've seen them for yourself, like that Tesla win we had in April. That was powerful, and I'm sure that there will be more of them, more great wins. We're going to be focused. Yeah, the ones before April, but April 2020, that was one of the biggest ones because the biggest one we had caught was 60. So we had options for $1,300 go to 60, which is 6K. But that 6K option win actually went to 300 because Tesla went more. We had just I was happy with those type of gains, right? But in 2020, after a crash came in April, came one of the biggest Tesla wins. And that's what I'm trying to tell people. If you're not prepared mentally, you're gonna miss the big gains. And you need skill, massive skill. And I've got the massive skill. Remember, people, luck, you can win with luck here and there, but skill always wins because you need skill to win long term. Trust me when I tell you. Study my YouTube channel. I'm giving you some great stories today. With Roku, when Roku was good, it was really 2019, and then from there we stopped trading it. It was right here. See, in 2019 we had this great run. We caught the majority of this. From after this fall, there wasn't, even though we had some, it wasn't a reliable. We took some trades in this, but from since then we haven't done anything. It's kind of been chopping around. I mean, there's ways to make money. And as people were struggling with Roku, we were focusing on Tesla and on Apple. And if we look at the reality, Apple and Tesla has outperformed Roku huge, and BA. These are lower from 2019, where Tesla and Apple are much higher. You see, there was what I call him the stock clown. Can you imagine someone being wrong since $104 a share, thinking that Apple was too high at 140? Guessing and assumers never catch the big pie. We caught huge gains. My direction in Apple has been up when it gives the right signals. It's all the No one has caught as many wins as we have in Apple. Nobody. Zero. With options, impossible. Nobody done it. We did it with options. Monthly options were the longest options we used. Impeccable timing. Back to back. I was told, you're crazy. Apple's 250. It's too high. Look where it is now. The people who called me crazy. Look where it is now. You're the one who's crazy, not me. Anyways, people, you have no idea, people, the dumb things I've heard. Again, most people are going to lose. They're losers. Al. Money, man. We make the dollar bills with skills. We will keep growing. A mindset. Yes, exactly. If it gets tough because the market is tough, but if you miss a Tesla plan and it goes to the moon, the Tesla plan that does the move, what pays for, let's say you have a couple of losses. The big wins smokes the losses. Smokes them. Listen, people, if success was easy, everyone would have it. You couldn't have someone telling you giving you the best plans. People are selling people dreams because they have real no. They don't have. I'm actually showing people the truth. I make time to come to the live stream for those people who are serious for this. A lot of people are just gambling people. They're not going to go anywhere in life. I'm telling people the truth, right? They think they know. There's people who think they know, but where's the proof? Where's my the amount of time I put on my YouTube channel are real winning trades we've been in. Poor clowns. No. Again, my live stream here is giving a strong message. Study what I'm saying. Think about what I'm saying. Take the advice of what I'm saying in this live stream. And before I go, anybody new have a question? I didn't really feel like doing a live stream. This weather is amazing, you know. It's the summertime. I'll probably be making more when we make the winning videos. I'll be making those when we have a video to really showcase something, right? I don't want to just place anything anymore, right? So good night, Luke. All right, people, have a good night. Study this live stream. I'm out.